While we are waiting to see the full impact of Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty on the Alchemy metagame before making balance changes there, we are taking this opportunity to buff the zombie deck and other cards that are agnostic of Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty set-specific themes. The overarching goal of the zombie buffs is to strengthen the Decayed mechanic. Since the more generic zombie build-around cards, such as Champion of the Perished and Blade-Stitched Scob, are in line with other creature-themed deck rewards, we instead chose to strengthen the zombie-specific mechanic that separates zombie decks from other creature-themed decks. We are also aiming to adjust Townraiser Tyrant's play rate and win rate as it is a staple in multiple top decks in Alchemy, and we are rebalancing and unbanning Fires of Invention in Historic. Cobbled Lancer's biggest strength is in its mana efficiency, but decks using it for its efficiency were often uninterested in using the activated ability. We are aiming to play to the card's strengths by making the activated ability cheaper. He mana gate on the triggered ability made Death Priest latest Magic Digital Overcharged Amalgam Cobbled Ninterested Death Priest of Merkel removed mana cost from the triggered ability, now March 3rd. The mana gate on the triggered ability made Death Priest of Merkel a weak turn 4 play, as it could not immediately create a token when used in decks utilizing Decayed. Hobbling Zombie costs 1B from 2B. Most Decayed token generators require a specific condition, like Ghoulish Procession, or a significant mana investment, like Tainted Adversary. Reducing Hobbling Zombie's casting cost will give another cost-effective and reliable source of Decayed tokens alongside Judar, Gullcaller of Nephalia. Narfy, Betrayer King costs 2 UB from 3 UB. Narfy, Betrayer King's reanimation ability is the strongest part of the card, but as a result, decks would often try to discard or mill Narfy and actively avoid casting him. Reducing the casting cost will make it less punishing to draw Narfy when he is unable to be milled or discarded and strengthen its role as an answer to board wipes for the zombie deck. Sepulcher Ghoul is February 2nd, from February 1st. Sepulcher Ghoul was too harshly countered by expendable tokens and creatures such as Cursebound Witch and Ite Witch. Giving it a second toughness will let it get into combat much more by profitably attacking through 1 and 3 power creatures. Skull Scob removed non-token restriction. Decayed tokens are often the best creatures to exploit, but Skull Scob would be too repetitive and limited without the non-token restriction, as players would almost always exploit a zombie token and replace it immediately. Since this change will not affect limited, we are able to remove this restriction and provide another option to play with the Decayed and exploit mechanics together. Stitched Assistant costs 1U from 2U, now Scry 2 from Scry 1, is 2/1 from 3 halves. At 3 mana, this card was overshadowed by Fell Stinger. Since drawing multiple Fell Stingers can lead to awkward draws, we chose to move it to 2 mana to be a more efficient but less powerful card advantage option alongside Fell Stinger. Alrund, God of the Cosmos // Haka, Whispering Raven. Alrund's ability now reveals the top 3 cards. From 2 cards, Haka is 3/3, from February 3rd. Alrund, God of the Cosmos' strength is in its flexibility of being a 5-mana win condition that can fill gaps in the curve before then. We are buffing both sides to play into this flexibility by having it be more relevant in combat earlier in the game and a more consistent win condition later in the game. Cosmos Charger costs 2U, from 3U, Foretell costs U, from 2U, is 3 halves, from 3/3. While individual Foretell cards have proven to be strong, building around the mechanic is too inefficient. Making Cosmos Charger cheaper will help subsidize the expensive mana requirements of the Foretell mechanic, and a mana-efficient Cosmos Charger will have the potential of being a threat for disruptive aggro decks. Gitrog, Horror of Zava removed opponent's option to sacrifice token creatures. Gitrog, Horror of Zava is effective at generating card advantage but is not much of a threat against the metagame's more common token producers, such as Wedding Announcement and Ranger class. We are aiming to make Gitrog a more reliable win condition by increasing the opponent's cost when denying it from combat. Tybalt, Wicked Tormentor second ability now deals 4 damage in both instances, from 3 damage. Since Tybalt, Wicked Tormentor is not an aggressive card, opponents were too easily able to take the 3 damage from the second ability. We are aiming to make the second ability more balanced with the other 2 abilities by increasing the range of targets it can destroy, making it more punishing for the opponent to take the damage. Tireless Angler now triggers when a swamp enters the battlefield in addition to islands. We felt Tireless Angler triggering off swamps would be a flavorful addition that would also allow the card to see play in more decks. Sinister Reflection costs 1U, from UU. Previously, Sinister Reflection was effectively restricted to mono-blue creature decks. We are aiming to expand its applications by making it easier to include in multicolor creature decks, perhaps zombies or ninjas. Vega, the Watcher gains Ward 2. Vega, the Watcher was too fragile to reliably build around mechanics like Foretell and Flashback. Giving Vega, the Watcher Ward 2 will make it a safer turn 3 play and better reward players who wait until a later turn to get immediate value with Vega. Townraiser Tyrant ability deals damage in the end step, from upkeep. Townraiser Tyrant was needlessly punishing creature decks that mostly operate at sorcery speed. Adjusting the timing of the trigger will give decks a full turn to use the land at no cost and more information before deciding whether to sacrifice their land. Fires of Invention costs 4R, from 3R, unbanned and historic. Fires of Invention is an exciting card to build around, but was able to generate too much mana too early in the game. By delaying the card 1 turn, we are aiming to lower the ceiling and better align it with the deck building cost of the card. Posted in Magic Digital on by delay. Latest Magic Digital articles.